The more you explain, the weaker you appear, the more you react, the more power you surrender, the more you strive to prove yourself, the more you reveal that another has stirred your soul. Embrace this truth. Noble men, in a world of chaos and noise, silence is not retreat, but a disciplined choice. When words are twisted, when truth becomes a weapon, and your response fuels their amusement, this is no mere dialogue. It is a battle of the mind. To shout louder is to lose. Yet here lies the wisdom. You need not resist, nor shout to be heard, nor explain to prove your worth. All you require is silence and time. For when you pause, the universe begins its work. Truth, like gravity, draws all things to their rightful place. In this video, we will explore 7 moments when a wise man chooses absolute silence, not from fear, but from strength to guard his energy, preserve his honor, and let his adversary's actions answer for themselves. True strength lies not in words, but in mastery of self. Silence is not the absence of speech, but the presence of control. Stay with us until the final chapter, for it will transform how you perceive the power of restraint. Nothing stings a man of honor more than false accusations. Your instinct urges you to refute, to set the record straight, to declare your innocence. Yet the harsh truth is this: those who seek to slander care not for your defense. The more you explain, the more they doubt, the more you seek clarity, the more they sow confusion. For those who spread lies do not seek truth, they crave your reaction. They wish to see you falter, to watch you perform your innocence, so they may twist it into proof of guilt. This is their trap. To react is to fail. Here lies the Stoic's boundary. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not true, do not speak it. If it is not right, do not do it." Thus, a man of virtue needs no plea or justification. Live by your own integrity, not their distorted tales. For truth holds what lies never can endurance. Lies may spread swiftly, but they fade just as fast. Truth, though slower, requires no defense. It reveals itself in time. Consider the story of James, a man falsely accused at his workplace for deeds he did not commit. Rumors spread, and colleagues began to shun him. His first impulse was to prove his innocence, but instead, he chose silence. He remained steadfast, fulfilled his duties, and let his actions speak. Weeks later, the truth emerged. The accuser's schemes unraveled, and James, by refusing to engage, preserved his dignity. He rose above the noise, his honor intact. This is the Stoic way. When lies are spoken against you, trust in the long game. Men of resolve, decite maior, but truth endure. Let time work quietly in your favor. Second, anchor yourself in your own values. When you know who you are, no external clamor can wound you. Third, let karma be your ally. Liars entangle themselves in their own drama, and in time, they trap themselves. Finally, silence is not surrender, but self-respect. You do not flee. You rise above the noise, the pettiness, and the falsehoods. Let them speak. Let them twist. And let truth return to its rightful place. Betrayal does not merely wound, it shakes the very ground beneath you. It comes from those you trust: friends, kin, family. The instinct is to confront, to demand reasons, to beg for answers. Have you not seen what you've done? But the bitter truth is that betrayers have already justified their actions in their minds. They see no fault, or worse, they see it, and care not. The more you seek closure, the deeper you cut your own wounds. When betrayal strikes, what they truly seek is your energy, your reaction, your pain, your turmoil. Why? Because it grants them power, proving their significance. But what happens when you give them nothing? No anger, no vengeance, no words, only silence. They lose not just your voice, but your very essence. Seneca taught us, a gem cannot shine without friction, nor a man be perfected without trials. Betrayal is that friction, painful, yet clarifying. It reveals what is true, what is merely convenient, and forces you to face a hard truth: not all you love will remain. Let me share a story. Sarah, a woman who shared a decade-long bond with a friend, confided dreams, doubts, and triumphs. But one day, she discovered her friend's betrayal, secrets exposed, successes undermined. Out of envy, insecurity, or pride, Sarah's first urge was to confront, to unleash her pain and make her friend feel it. Instead, she chose silence. No arguments, no debates, just a quiet departure. And what followed? Her friend, expecting an outburst, was met only with absence. And that silence haunted her, for silence carries weight, resounding louder than words. When betrayed, heed this. Men of honor, first, accept their true nature, not the illusion you once held of them, for that version is gone. Second, waste no words on those who devalue you with fleeting judgment. You need not make them see what they choose to ignore. Third, depart without explanation. Your silence forces their reflection. A burden betrayers schön. Finally, the loss is not yours, but theirs, for they have squandered a loyal, true, and rare soul. Let them live with that loss, not through punishment, but through your absence and peace. Cheap insults are the weapons of the weak. When someone mocks or attacks you, they speak not truth, but provocation, seeking your reaction to validate themselves. If you retort, shout, or defend, you hand them what they desire: control over you. Many fail to see this victory lies not in winning arguments, but in refusing their game. Marcus Aurelius counseled, the best revenge is to be unlike your enemy. Ponder this deeply. When insulted, they wish to drag you into their mire. But a Stoic man stands above the filth. He does not flinch, does not retort. He observes, calm and unshaken, rooted in his own virtue. Let me share a story. David, a man justly promoted, faced a jealous colleague's jab at a company event. Oh, looks like anyone can climb the ranks now. All eyes turned to David, awaiting his response. But he offered none, no argument, no defense, just a steady gaze, a slight smile, and silence. In that moment, he won not just the exchange, but the entire battle. For silence strips power from the provocateur, and nothing frustrates an insulter more than being ignored. How do you face insults? First, discern their intent. They seek not truth, but to shatter your calm. Deny them that victory. Second, let your composure speak. A steady face, a silent voice, conveys more than words. Third, Stand firm in your worth. Confidence needs no debate. Dignity, no explanation. By refusing to stoop, you leave them grasping at nothing. Your silence, not clamor, is your mastery. Some seek not resolution but attention, craving control by playing the victim. They twist truths, erase their own role, amplify drama, and weep, casting you as the villain. The more you explain, the worse it becomes, for to others, you appear the aggressor, attacking a suffering soul. They've turned the tide, painting you as the oppressor while they pose as the wronged. This is no conflict but a performance. With you cast as the foe, Stoic wisdom warns of this snare. Epictetus declared, "Complaining is always futile and never fitting. Those who play victims do not lament for solutions but for sympathy. Defending yourself only strengthens their act. The only path to victory is silence, unwavering and resolute." Consider Rachel, a woman whose colleague always distorted the truth. Whenever held accountable, this colleague would cry, "Dodge," and shift blame. Rachel tried presenting evidence, explaining facts, but each time she failed. In the court of public opinion, emotion often trumps reason when arguments drag on. Finally, Rachel ceased resisting, embracing Stoic silence. And over time, the truth shone through. Others began to see the pattern. This colleague always had a tale of woe, a new enemy, a fresh injustice. Her drama unraveled itself. To counter false victims, first, refrain from justifying yourself. They do not listen, but perform, and the audience craves spectacle. Do not fuel it. Second, maintain emotional distance, observing without being swept into their chaos. Third, trust in karma and repetition. Their habits will expose them in time. Finally, you owe no explanation to those who profit from confusion. Let them play their role, draw their crowd, and follow their script. For their performance will end, and your silence will be the curtain that falls. The greatest insult is not their words, but their indifference when you show up, give, carry, call, message, and receive only silence. Coldness or apathy in return, no explosion, no loud betrayal, just a slow erosion of your value in their eyes. Here is a bitter truth. Men of virtue, the more you strive to prove your worth, the less they see it. For men do not cherish what is always present. They value only what they fear to lose. When you are ever available, always reaching out, you become mere background noise in their world. Not indispensable, but invisible. Stoicism restores your power. Seneca taught time unveils the truth. Sometimes, the truth is revealed by your absence. Let me tell you a story. Jake, a steadfast man, was the friend who always checked in, the colleague who remembered birthdays, the partner who never failed to ask about your day. But he noticed a pattern: no one asked about his. If he stopped reaching out, silence stretched into weeks. He realized his worth was taken for granted, reduced to mere convenience. Jake made a resolute choice: no arguments, no explanations, just a pause. He stopped chasing. The result: those who truly valued him reached out, while the indifferent faded away. That was his answer. When your worth is overlooked, cease pursuing them. If they cannot see your value in your presence, let them feel it in your absence. Silence compels them to notice what they once ignored. making your worth undeniable. Second, speak no words. Silence forces them to reckon with their oversight, for your absence makes your value undeniable. Third, observe who makes the effort. Those who matter will not need prompting. They will sense the shift and draw near, not drift away. Finally, you do not prove your worth by striving harder, but by creating distance. Those deserving of your energy will feel your silence. Those who are not never deserved it. Some men seek not peace but your reaction. They provoke, taunt, and wield words to wound. Not from courage, but from a need to feel powerful. When you falter, they triumph. When you argue, they gain strength. When your emotions flare, they know they control you. Their aim is not conflict but dominion, to unravel your resolve and make you dance to their tune. A Stoic man denies them this power, standing unmoved. If they can provoke you, they become the puppeteer behind their false smile. But Stoicism is your shield. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Grasp this, and you find strength. This is the essence of self-mastery. You cannot stop their provocations, but you can deny them what they crave most, your reaction. Consider Adam, a man plagued by a colleague who thrived on chaos. Every meeting brought jabs, sly insults, or veiled barbs, subtle enough to evade blame. At first, Adam countered it, argued, explained, leaving each encounter drained. Then he chose differently. When provoked again, he met the taunt with a calm gaze, a faint nod, and silence, no glare, nor tension, just indifference. This disarmed his foe, for a firebrand expects a blaze, not cold stillness. The result, his colleague was left grasping, for without fuel, even the fiercest flame dies. In the end, the provocateur relented, unable to spark a reaction. So, how do you handle provocation? First, recognize the pattern. Repetition betrays their intent. If someone constantly stirs conflict, it is not personal but a tactic. Second, hold your ground. Do not let their bait sway your emotions. You control your breath, your voice, your presence. When they belittle you, ignore your worth, or assume you'll always remain. Your departure makes the silence they once dismissed deafening. They recall how you listened, how you stood by them, how you gave more than you took. They realize they lost not just a man, but a presence, a light, a steadfast anchor. But by then, it is too late. Know this, if they only value you when you're gone, they never truly cherished you when it mattered. The worst you can do is return merely because they finally see. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Mastery means this: you do not revisit places that harmed you. Lower your standards to ease their guilt, or explain your silence. It speaks for itself. Let me tell you of Olivia, a woman who poured her time, love, and energy into a relationship. Her partner grew careless, dismissive, assuming her presence was eternal. Then one day, Olivia walked away, not with shouts or tears, but with quiet resolve. She simply left. At first, her partner dismissed it, but weeks turned to months. Calls went unanswered, and her absence became a void he hadn't known he needed. He pleaded, apologized, promised change. But Olivia had already healed in silence, her stillness becoming her freedom. So, what do you do when someone regrets losing you? First, do not grant them easy return. If your worth was invisible to them, your absence must remain vivid. Second, resist the urge to explain. Let them bear the weight of their actions without the comfort of your words. Third, hold fast to silence. Not from spite, but from self-respect. They had access to you and squandered it. Now let them face that truth. You owe them no second chance. Only yourself, the peace of standing firm. Your voice need not roar to be heard, nor must you fight to prevail, nor speak to affirm your worth. In a world addicted to noise, silence is your defiance. It is not weakness or surrender, but the tongue of those who need no validation. Through silence, you reclaim your power, step free of their traps, and let time, truth, and consequence weave the story you need not pen. A Stoic man seeks not approval, begs no closure, and bows not to clamor. He steps back and lets the universe restore balance. Thus, when lies, betrayal, insults, provocations, or regrets come, do not answer, do not justify, do not perform, observe and wait. For the law of consequence needs no aid, only your silence. If this message stirs something deep within you, if you find truth in these words, do not pass by. Subscribe to Think Stoic 101, where strength is quiet, wisdom is sharp, and every word carries lasting weight. If you know a brother who needs this wisdom, share it with him, send this message, or let your silence echo and inspire. Let your restraint be a beacon, guiding others to the Stoic path of inner peace and unyielding strength.